Tintin XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you into the end of the week edition. Today's new drug is, we got a chance to get on a run in the desert. I'm headed to the desert, Carline. Did you know that?
That's right.
So
Cacti.
Man, a chance to get on a run.
Plenty of them.
Got a chance. Yes, I will. So a chance if the Jags can start stacking them together, man, I got a good feeling about that. So we'll certainly talk about that today on the program. Florida-Tennessee week feels so not Florida-Tennessee. It's just that's such an exciting week in our past. And
unfortunately, it seems like we have that conversation every year. I mean, whether it's
you're
Florida's
right.
fault or
You're
Tennessee's fault.
You're right.
Boy, it feels like it's been a long time since there was a really big Gators.
We're old guys
matchup.
living in the past, I suppose, but I do miss that. So
I do too.
But we'll talk about that. Florida State tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's a game of significance tonight, and I'll explain why coming up in the program as well. JJ, let me tell you what I'm guilty of, okay? Sometimes, in the off chance that I don't do particularly well in the picks, I don't total them for a while. Okay, so it takes me a while, okay?
So maybe like this morning?
Yeah. This afternoon.
Okay.
And I had no idea this worthless degenerate had passed me.
Did he?
I did not. I did not. I knew he did well.
He got like 10.
Yeah, he had a
maybe?
10-point week.
Okay.
I had a 3-point week. And I was up 6. He passed me.
Whoa.
Okay. Understand, I didn't particularly like him anyway. Okay. But I had no. He passed. I'm like in last place.
I didn't realize that
last
either.
Place,
that changes
okay?
everything.
So all the hate I've always had for Hayes, it's gone exponentially higher now. So I looked at him and I said, "Did you pass me?" He gives a little. He goes, well, "I think I did." Little
This might be like
sheepish little look. I think I did.
the most important picks contest.
Oh, it's a big week
of all time today.
Well, it's the most
That's what
important
people are
because
saying.
it's the next one.
Yeah, true.
Very good coach speak right there.
Yeah.
He's even broken into all the coach speak. That's good. So we'll do our picks today. But I'm the bottom feeder. After taunting him all year long about being the bottom feeder, I am right at the bottom. I still think JJ. I think comfortably ahead.
No,
but I don't think it's over now.
I'm not.
I don't think it's over now. I don't think it's over.
Yeah, I mean he's only up 6.
He's up 6.
He hit a few game picker uppers, hit the money ball.
He's up
Get the
6.
Jags wrong a couple weeks.
Up 6 on Hayes, up 7 on me. So we're all still at the ball game.
Because we go to like the end of the NFL regular season.
The last of the NFL regular season is our last week,
and it gets the playoffs now in college too. So
and it's all included.
There's a lot left. I would say now it's pretty open,
wide open.
Yeah, so it's a little more open now, and that doesn't change my hate for you. so we're clear. So a lot of things to talk about today on the program.
Taking the ping pong table out of the analytics.
Yeah, that thing's gone.
Really
okay,
listen, you should blame yourself for picking the Jags to beat the Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knew, the Chargers to beat the Jags. We all knew the Jags were going to win that game.
I mean, 35-6 is what they won. So I told you, by the way, my guess is the EVP's listening right now. I don't know if I told you this or not.
Oh, okay.
The EVP listens on a regular basis, particularly on Fridays when he's on his way home. And the EVP called me after the Jags win and said, "Please don't ever pick us again." Okay, so he asked me to continue to pick against them because I cost them losses because I picked the Chargers, and of course they won big. All right, all kind of things to talk about today on the program. We'll hear from Foye Luca in just a minute. I like Foye. You know what Foye is? I was thinking about this today. He is just he's businesslike. You know that? I mean, he is businesslike. It's like he's 45. Mm-hmm. You know that? He just goes out there.
He's an old soul.
He's an old soul. There's not a lot of fanfare, but he does his job he's not the best middle linebacker in the league. Fred Warner's the best middle linebacker in the league. There's some really good linebackers. But he might be the best tackler in the NFL. As far as just form tackler, get to the player and tackle him to the ground. He's certainly among the best we've had in the league in the last 5 years.
How about when Justin Herbert challenged him the other day? That's what I led the interview off with. I'd been dying to ask.
He did.
I was been dying to ask him all week. And Wednesday, I just was interviewing Hainsey and Devon Hamilton, and so just never got to Foye. But today, it's literally like we'd start the interview, and that's what I asked him because it was just such a. I thought amazing hit. Justin Herbert is a big guy. He's 6'6", 250 or whatever. And I was surprised Herbert turned back to Foye to take him on.
Yeah.
Because it looked like he was going to just probably slide down or dive.
That's right.
And then he kind of planted his left foot and went back to the right of the field and took Foye on. And I mean, Foye folded him up like an accordion.
And if you're a quarterback, I don't care how big you are, if you're a quarterback taking on a middle linebacker, well, guess what? you're going to get lit up. That's kind of how it works. So you're exactly right. So we'll talk about that today on the program. I want to say this too, and I'll get to this. Our first segment's going to be a Jaguar segment, so I'll get to this. I'll expound on it a bit, but I want to say it right now. You need professionals. You need grown-ups. I think this group has done a real good job of bringing in grown-ups. Robert Hainsey, you talked about. He's a pro. Patrick McCarry's a pro. They just went and got Jacoby Myers. Boy, is he a pro. Jordan Lewis is a pro. Eric Murray's a pro. I'm not saying the past regime didn't go get pros, but they were so caught up in traits sometimes that maybe they missed that, I'll tell you who's playing really at a high level that nobody gave a lot of credit to. Eric Armstead's playing at his last month or so just played at a really good level.
Liam Cohen really praised him today when he met with reporters. In fact, we're going to hear that in headlines coming up. But absolutely, Eric Armstead's playing good football.
Yeah, so they brought some pros into the room, and I'll give them credit. They won't say this, nor should they. Because you don't want to demean one of your players, but they missed on De'Ami Brown. Look, no one was wronger than I was. I thought he was going to be great when he got here. It was just that postseason was a tip of the iceberg, but they missed on it. And you know what? I think they're too classy a group to ever say that, but when the season comes in, they obviously have no interest in re-upping. It was a 1 year, $10 million deal. And my guess is they probably will try to re-up Jacoby Myers, which means they missed on him. They're honest about it. So they've done a good job of bringing in leadership, pros, the whole thing.
Yeah, and I'll even say this about Trent Baalke. For all the personnel misses in terms of can the guy play at a high level at this level, they had a pretty good locker room. I mean,
I agree
Brenton
with that.
Strange, Parker Washington, again, Foye Oluokun, those are guys that Baalke brought in. I do think that there were certainly shortcomings in the roster, but I do think the locker room that they inherited, Gladstone, Baselli, and Cohen, I do think it was a pretty good, mature group. I mean, Dave Caldwell drafted Josh Hines-Allen, but Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker is everything you could ask for in terms of demeanor and professionalism. Yeah, I'd say the same thing about Trevor Lawrence, Etienne. So they did. That is one thing that if you are looking to give some credit to the former administration, there weren't a lot of malcontents. But to your point, Gladstone, Baselli, and Cohen have certainly enhanced it even more because there isn't. I'll say this: there isn't a guy in the locker room that I have no interest in talking to.
Yeah, that's a great point. And by the way, you're right. I'm glad you said that about Trent Baalke. For all he didn't do, there's a lot of football players on this team, Brenton Strange and Parker Washington and Travis Etienne and Eric Armstead and Foye Oluokun, that the previous regime brought here that are playing good football. And you're right. We should point that out. But
just handle their business the right way. They aren't headaches.
Yeah, but it's a team of grown-ups, and I really like where they are going to the desert. Again, NFL, anything can happen. You got to find that edge. That's this week's storyline. Is you were so angry with the way that fourth quarter went against Houston, who we figured out by now that's a pretty good team. Okay, they won 3 in a row. They're 6-5. They're winning with a backup quarterback. They have a pretty good team. But you were so bummed out about the way that fourth quarter lost that you turned it into anger, you turned it into edge, and you turned that edge into a big win. Well, now you got to find that again, and that's the storyline. That's this week's storyline is can you find that edge again? So we'll certainly talk about that. The Lane Kiffin saga continues. We're going to get into this. One of the reporters is reporting there was a meeting last night.
Correct. Graham Hall of 24/7 Sports.
He's reporting that Florida met with Kiffin last night.
That is right. I think according to Graham, it was Strickland, members of the UAA.
Okay.
So it wasn't just guys. It was a party of Florida.
Met with the and I think one of the reasons that might have happened is, and who, by the way, let me be clear about this. We're going to expound on it later. Nobody knows what Lane Kiffin wants to do. Only Lane knows. But the narrative has changed to where he's leaning LSU. You've heard that. We've all heard it. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's the narrative early on was he's going to Florida. The narrative now is that he's now leaning LSU, not leaning Florida. That may not be true. It may just be a narrative that's out there. I'm not going to tell you I've heard either, but I'm telling you, I all along thought he was going to Florida. I've heard the narrative out there now, and maybe Florida has too. So maybe they re-engage and said, listen, this is the job you've always wanted. We hear now if you're leaning to LSU, what can we do to make sure we're still ahead of the game on, and that may be the point of last night's meeting.
And who even knows if he's leaning to LSU?
And that's right. And I wanted to preface it with that because you really don't. Nobody knows. I'll tell you the answer to your question. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
This is where I am with the Lane Kiffin thing. I equate it to this. We see this in the NFL draft every year. Every year. In late December, when we first start peeking at who's in the draft, there's usually a quarterback, and everybody's like, this guy's going number one. This guy's going number one. This is the quarter. This guy's going top 5. And then the draft process is so long that in the 4 months that it takes to actually get to the draft, everybody starts poking holes in the kid's game. And so then there becomes like this wave. It usually occurs like 3 weeks before the draft, where it's like, yeah, but he can't do that, and he can't do this, and I think he's going to fall, and
right.
And then you get to draft night, and the kid goes in the top 3, like he was going to go all the way back when the process started. It's a different entity, but I kind of think it's the same vibe here. He can't make a decision now unless he's going to stay at Ole Miss, which obviously each day that passes, that looks less likely. So you're going to have to wait it out. In this case, the draft is going to be the weekend after the Egg Bowl. Well, that's still 8 or 9 days from now. So you just have to wait it out. And because of that, because of the void of information, I think speculation just becomes deafening. And I think it creates this sort of flow. And in the draft, we always thought, wow, that guy, he fell and then he came up. Well, he didn't fall. That was a media thing that he fell. He never fell. Everybody thought he was going to go top 3 when the draft started. He ended up going top 3. I think it's the same thing here with Lane Kiffin. Now, maybe I'll be wrong, but I think a lot of this is you got to feed the beast. There's got to be stories every day.
Right.
And I think part of that is it is formed a narrative that, in my opinion, does not exist.
Well, you're not wrong about the fact that nobody knows. That's a fact. Okay? I mean, the truth is, because only Lane knows. Even if Lane's told someone, he might change his mind. So really only Lane knows. So you're not wrong. But the narrative, right or wrong, has flipped a little bit. And maybe Jimmy Sexton, this isn't his first rodeo, by the way. Maybe they talked to Florida. Maybe they didn't get everything they wanted from Florida. Maybe they've sent out the narrative. Maybe this is all, maybe part of the lobby and the negotiating is wink, wink. Let me tell the LSU and the Florida 24/7 on 368 429 website guy that we're leaning LSU now. So Florida sees it and gets spooked, and maybe you can. Lord knows you can negotiate through the media, and so who knows? I think your point is exactly right. Nobody. The bottom line is nobody knows. We'll talk more.
And we're not going to know for 8 or 9 more days.
I will tell you this.
Unless he stays.
Yeah,
that could come out in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, my guess is I don't think he's staying.
I don't either.
My guess is you will know his destination the Sunday we're in Nashville.
So 9 days.
Yeah, that's my opinion. And I'm still going to predict.
Buckle up.
I'm still going to predict Florida because I think that's where he's wanted to go all along. But I will tell you, the national narrative now has flipped a little bit to LSU. We'll talk more about it coming up, what we've heard later on in the program. In the meantime, let's take a break. We'll talk some Jaguar football. Jags and Cardinals come up. Foye Luwak and the subject of Hayes' one-on-one. That's after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Offense puts people in seats. Points put teams in the playoffs. Who will be this week's Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL? Nailed down by Universal Roofing Contracting.
Mike Dempsey here for Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Did you know that Duval Ford offers a mobile service that comes to you at home or at work? Get oil changes, filters, battery replacement, recalls, and more with no extra fees. Same dealership quality delivered. Easy online scheduling with live technician tracking. Also available for fleets and commercial. On-site service at your convenience. Contactless payments and paperless invoicing. Serving Jacksonville and surrounding areas, Duval Ford. Schedule your next service at DuvalFord.com.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, Call Harrell & Harrell and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH, Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here for Lee & Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass you spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee & Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request a free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Frangie and Carline LaSelva with you. Knowles tonight at 8 o'clock. I'll be watching that one. That'll be a fun watch tonight.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to watching that one tonight. So, the Jaguars play on the road in Arizona. We fly tomorrow. Game is in Glendale, Arizona. It's interesting. All the stuff that happens, it happens in Scottsdale or Phoenix, but the stadium's in Glendale. So it's like playing at Orange Park. It's like building a stadium in Orange Park. So it's not necessarily close to where all the stuff is. But I'm looking forward to it, and I hope the Jaguars play very well in that game. And my anticipation is that they will. If they have that edge, if they have that toughness, which they do, it comes down to their leaders. They're the guys who breathe the toughness into it because they're pros and they understand it. Well, nobody's more of a pro than Foye Aluakin, the middle linebacker, one of the best tacklers in the league, and the subject of this Hayes Carline one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars middle linebacker Foye Aluakin here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. And it's great to see you. How you doing?
Doing well today. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. What was Justin Herbert thinking?
He was trying to win the game. I think he's a competitor. I like to tell Patrick he was talking mess the whole week. So Patrick must have told him I was weak or something. And that's probably what it was. So I said to the ref after we were drawing back and forth, I said, "It's my best friend. I know his little brother." So it was fun. No, I know he's just trying to compete. He had run through some people on tape, so he probably thought it was the same thing. And I just had the leverage on him.
Yeah, that was a great hit. Obviously, an unbelievable defensive performance for you. How have you guys harnessed that momentum to getting ready for the Cardinals?
Just about the details, knowing your opponent, but it's really about our plays and our details, playing fast and trusting the assignments of yourself and the person next to you. I think we communicated very well last game, so you saw us in the right spots and running around a lot faster. We just have to keep on doing that through the rest of the year.
You guys are second in the league defending the run. What's been some of the keys to having that unbelievable success?
There's D-line playing for each other, playing for the team. They take up a lot of gaps the way they're taught to play, and you got a lot of talent up there, so we kind of fit off of them. We know our fits that we're supposed to hit, but when they grind out blocks like that, it lets the second level, and then even the safeties get to play a little bit deeper, but they still get to flow to the ball. So the D-line really playing how they're playing, that's big. And then Devin and I, or bench whoever in the game, we're communicating a lot of the plays that are going to occur, film study and stuff. So just keep flying to the ball and making the tackles.
The Cardinals haven't done a great job running the ball, but I would imagine you always got to keep your guard up because the second you let it down, even a team that hasn't had a lot of rushing success could pop a couple.
Right. I mean, if you let a team run it, they're going to keep running it. So I'm sure they'll try it in the game. Maybe when we're playing for more pass, we'll try to see what the run looks like a little bit. But, it's all in the chess match of the game. When the team does try to run the ball, we got to be able to erase it.
Brissett threw it 57 times last week. What stands out about his game at this point in his career?
He didn't know so much football, so he knows where that ball is supposed to go. He knows when to take the shot versus when, his athletes in space are going to get him the first down. So, he holds the ball. Their offense holds the ball longer than all offense. They probably have their shot and win in the game. I think that's kind of their game plan. And his mentality as a quarterback, just getting the ball out to the playmakers and stuff. And, that's kind of a pattern which you see with guys who know the game like that. So we have to be on our matches and be able to tackle in space and everybody flying to the ball.
How important is it to get him off his spot since he's not maybe the most mobile guy?
If he holds that ball like that, getting him off his spot is crucial. I think by the time he's getting off his spot, that's probably a sack. So it's really rushing coverage. Everybody being matched on their coverage, make him maybe escape the pocket a little bit. I know our guys can run him down. He can run a little bit. He can run, I say, and he's a big dude. So it's really rushing coverage, being matchy on those first, second looks, and then let our D-line eat off of that.
You guys got the win in Las Vegas. Bowers played really well, though. What are some lessons that you guys can take from the experience going against Brock Bowers and apply to Trey McBride, or is it totally different because it's different scheme?
Different schemes, but it is about communication and stuff and being in the right spots. Making sure you have eyes for him in plaster situations and stuff and know that the ball, through drag routes or whatever, option routes is going to probably go to him. So that ball coming out, making sure we're breaking on it, making the tackles when it is there, or making the play on the ball when you show up.
What are you really excited about elements of your game right now, Foye?
This communication piece, communication flying around and just playing how I always play. I want to make more plays on the ball and stuff, but just playing how I am with the team and stuff. Energy's good. That's what I'm going to tell you. So, yeah.
Foye, we always appreciate it. Best of luck to you Sunday.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, Foye leading the Jaguars in tackles. He has 80. That is 21 more than anyone else. And, look, Foye on Wednesday, I did bump into Foye on Wednesday, and he was in the locker room, but he was leaving to go get some extra work catching the football. And so that sort of tipped me off a little bit to he probably thinks he's going to see some passes his way, because if Brissett threw it 57 times last week, he's probably throwing it at least 45 times on Sunday,
right?
And he doesn't throw it deep. So if you're the middle linebacker,
right,
you're probably going to have some opportunities to make plays on the football.
Yeah, and they've got no running backs.
They have nothing on the ground.
Bam Knight or whatever his name is, their running back.
Yeah,
and so they're going to throw it a bunch.
They're not going to have Benson back. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, they're going to get the ball out quick. He's going to throw it. And listen, I mean, Jacoby Brissett started 50, 60 games in the NFL. He's not new at this. Okay, he's been around the league a long time, so he won't rattle. And listen.
Yeah, Trey Benson out for Arizona, so they're down. They've got two running backs that are not playing.
Yeah. Speaking of that, give me the Jaguars injury report as you have it.
It's a pretty tough one. So in terms of, they've got 5 players that have been ruled out: Trayvon Walker, Anton Harrison, Brian Thomas Jr., Hunter Long, and Yasir Abdullah. and then 3 players that are questionable: Jarian Jones, Jordan Lewis, and Brenton Strange.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys.
That's a lot of guys.
If the questionables don't play. So, by the way, another week, Brian Thomas Jr. is not playing.
Yeah, wow.
He's dealing with a high ankle, and high ankles can be a long time now.
And he's been practicing in limited fashion for the last couple of weeks.
But you don't want to re-injure it.
Yeah.
Obviously you want him for the stretch drive. He gives you obviously deep routes that are different than the other guys on your team.
The Cardinals have 5 guys that are out, and they've got 5 guys that are questionable. So they're every bit as beat up as the Jags. So if the Jags don't get it done, can't blame it on the injuries.
But now, so as you look at the game and the specifics of the game, no Brian Thomas Jr., so you wouldn't think there's as many deep balls. I think they're a team that throws better crossing routes anyway, and that's what you've got in Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington and Tim Patrick, by the way, who will now start the game, who's become a pretty good player for them. Yeah. I remember watching him in Detroit. I thought, this guy's pretty good. He's long. He's 6'5". He's a bit of a high point
and Austin
guy.
Trammell had the really nice third down catch.
And Austin Trammell can help them.
He's reliable.
Yeah. In fact, I would guess they'll dress 5. I would guess De'Ami Brown and Austin Trammell are 4 and 5. And again, if De'Ami's not been much of a factor, so you might see Austin Trammell some. But anyway, listen. Here's how the Jags win football games. The way they're always going to win football games. They're going to have to run the football. That's who they are. They're a team that runs the football. The Cardinals are a middle-of-the-pack defense in just about everything. And I don't know that the Cardinals have much to play for. The Jags lost to the Texans with the backup quarterback and an awful fourth quarter. But the Texans now have won 3 games in a row. They beat the Buffalo Bills last night. So the Texans are now 6-5. They're a decent team. And they've always had something to play for. They're the 2-time defending division champs. They still believe they can catch the Colts and the Jags and whatnot. I don't know that if you're the Cardinals, there's much to play for. Jonathan Gannon's a guy. He's in his 3rd year. He hasn't really moved the needle much. He was the defensive coordinator with the Eagles, which is how he got the gig. I don't know that he moves the needle much. I would be surprised if the Cardinals have a lot of juice. Wouldn't you? I mean,
yes.
I'd be surprised. They announce big crowds. They announce 65, 70 every game, but I'd be surprised if there's much juice.
It's a little early to be in play out the string mode for an NFL season when you still have 7 games to go through. So I don't think it'll necessarily be like that where they'll be like, I think they'll prepare for the Jaguars. I think the players will be bought into the game plan. But I would say it's one of those games where win the first quarter. If you can win the first quarter and kind of get them doubting, I think the doubting will grow pretty quickly. So I think Arizona will be up for the game because I just think when you got 7 left, it's hard for these guys. I mean, they know they can't check out for 7 games.
Right. That's
I
right.
mean, then no one's going to hire them. You know, I mean, they're going to have terrible seasons and terrible tapes. So they're probably playing individually at this point. They're veterans. Budda Baker, they're guys like that. Josh Sweat probably not going to really pay much attention to stopping the run.
Right.
He's going to hope that he can add to that sack total.
And this is always an important game for Calais.
Calais will give it everything. But that's just how he's wired.
But guys around him know this is an important game for him.
Yeah, but I would think for a lot of their veterans, it's going to be like, hey, let me do my thing here, not necessarily what is my job in the scheme on this play. So it could be some of that. But yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is get off to a good start, and then a team that's lost 7 of their last 8. They're probably not going to build a rally like the Texans did when their season was depending upon it.
I'll take a break. When we come back, let's talk some college football. Knowles and NC State on the road tonight for Florida State. We'll discuss it after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Why wait all month long?
Get your Black Friday deal today at Keon Atlantic, your savings gateway. We've got 30 days of Black Friday
during the Kia season of new tradition sale event.
Drive a new Kia payment-free up to 6 months, or take advantage of 0% APR financing. Shop where you save green all November. Online at KeonAtlantic.com.
Keon Atlantic,
your Coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Frank Frangie here from my bank, South State Bank. South State has been committed to delivering world-class customer service that businesses like yours and mine can count on. From personalized support to cutting-edge banking solutions, South State Bank has blended the trusted traditions we all value with the innovation you need for tomorrow. Whether you're managing cash flow or investing in growth, South State Bank is here to help you move forward. Visit southstatebank.com or visit your local branch today. That's South State, member FDIC.
Pre-Game Friday, built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering's available with full smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to order online at bonosbarbecue.com or call 904-332-7427. Plus, you could give the gift of Bono's Barbecue. Buy a $25 gift card and get an additional $5 gift card in-store or online. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
The mix of salty sea air and burnt rubber. The big skies, high banks, and grandstands. The rumble in your chest. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. Honoring history and making it. At the biggest race of the year on the biggest stage of a lifetime. The Daytona 500. You gotta see it to believe it. February 15th, 2026. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.group.com.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 877-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. 10-10-10-10.
Take.
The 10-10 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. If Mike Norvell wants to be the Florida State coach next year, he has to win the next two games, in my opinion, and that starts tonight. If they lose to NC State, they haven't won a road game in forever. If they lose to NC State and lose to Florida, they're 5-7, and he's fired. I don't care what the buyout is. I don't care what the details are. I think he's fired if he loses the two games. He will have then lost to another conference opponent. They will finish 2-6, Hayes, in the ACC. 2-6 is what they would finish. He would not have a road win against a Power 4 team, and nobody can remember when the last time that happened was. And he will have lost to his rival playing with an interim coach. 5-7,
which he's already done once before in his
correct.
tenure.
5-7, they cannot survive. If he wants to win, if he wants to keep the job, I almost think if he loses tonight, he loses the job. But we've been talking back and forth about does Mike Norvell keep the job or not. I will tell you definitively in my mind, if he loses the next two, he will not return as the FSU coach next year.
Hard to argue. I mean, to me, the die would already be cast. I would have already fired him. But we'll see. To me, beating NC State on the road, beating Florida, to your point with an interim coach, I mean, that to me isn't enough to hand him the Florida State 2026 season.
Well,
These
certainly
seasons
wouldn't be enough if not for the buyout stuff. But they're hemorrhaging money, we're told. So but continue.
But my whole thing with that is, it's not like he makes $25 million a year. It's not like if you keep him one more season, the buyout goes from $58 million to like $30 million.
Right.
It only is going to go down like $8 million.
Right.
So it's still going to be $50 million next year, and you will have lost another football season. Anyway. I mean, I agree with you. I think if he loses tonight, it's almost to me becoming indefensible of keeping him. But yeah, if he loses one of these next two, I guess if he got to 7-5 and won whatever, Pop-Tarts Bowl they go to, then, at 8-5, maybe that's 6-win improvement. Maybe you can, as an administration, try to build that. I think he's lost their fan base.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're getting most of the Florida State fan base back by beating NC State and Florida and beating, Tulane and whatever.
I don't disagree with that.
Cheez-Its Bowl.
Yeah, I don't. But how ignominious this loss would be. NC State, they're both 5-5. NC State has lost 3 of its last 4 games. They somehow beat Georgia Tech 48-36. I'm still not sure how that happened. But the last 3 losses, they've lost 36-7. 53-34 to Pitt. Wow. And I just checked, Dan Marino is not there. Neither is Tony Dorsett, and they hung 53 on him. And then last week, Miami 41-7. So they can't stop anybody.
In a game, JJ, that wasn't even that close, right? It wasn't half 31-0 or something.
They literally didn't cross the 50-yard line until 5 minutes left with the backup.
So NC State,
they're terrible.
They're terrible, and they're done.
Yeah.
So if FSU goes up there and loses, this is finally the chance to finally go win one of those road games you haven't won in 2 years. If you lose that, and then you lose to Florida, who's a mess, but has some good players, then all of a sudden you can't come back. And so I think win both games, get into a small bowl, win the bowl. I think he comes back. To your point, whether you should or not isn't the question. At least not when I talk about this topic. When I'm talking about this topic, the topic of this segment is, will he be back? Will he not be back? I think if he wins out, he will be back. If he splits these last 2, I'm not sure. If he loses this game tonight and loses next week to Florida. And by the way, if they lose tonight, which you would think would cut what heart they have left out, then they're probably going to lose next week, because I don't think they're better than Florida. Now the problem is Florida's offense is so poorly coached. They got Ryan O'Hara calling plays. Last time he called plays, I think he was in middle school. So for that reason,
and he's an upgrade.
Yeah, and it's better than it was. But I think so important game for FA. It really is an important game. It's nationally televised. Everyone's going to be kind of watching it. People that watch TV on games on Friday night are going to watch it. They laying an egg tonight. I don't think they're going to fire him before next week. Mike Alford said we're going to wait till the end of the year and evaluate it. But for no other reason, neither team's going anywhere. But for no other reason than Mike Norvell's job security, that makes this game important.
Without a doubt. I mean, again, it's Florida State. If they enter into this coaching sweepstakes, they can get a good candidate. I think it's a good year to get in it. I mean, and you just don't know if you let them have another year. To me, this is what you have to ask yourself: what do you think the odds are that Mike Norvell is going to win 9 or more games next year? To me, it's slim to none.
I agree.
Because they're losing most of this team. So now he's got to go back in the portal again and find 30 players that can fill all these roles, when all those players know that he's, a couple losses from losing his job, and they probably don't have the kind of money that some of these other schools have that are willing to spend. So I just think that if you bring him back in 2026, you're just begging. Like, Florida ended up making a mistake by bringing Billy Napier back.
Right.
But I supported the decision then.
Did too.
And it did look like maybe he's turned the corner, but you knew they had talent. It was like, okay, maybe he's turned the corner as a coach, but you could see the nucleus. You were like, he's got talent. I don't see any young talent on that roster. I mean, other than one or two guys.
Well, because they've been winning. Right. We said it before. It's the portal giveth, the portal taketh away. If you go get a bunch of portal guys and you're still not very good, then you're dead in the water. And to your point, because there's no future for your football team. So we'll see. By the way, before we go to break, we got headlines coming up. This just out from the University of Mississippi Athletic Department. Have you seen this release?
I have.
Allow me to read this. This is from Keith Carter, the AD. Coach Kiffin and I'm quoting, Coach Kiffin and I have had many pointed and positive conversations regarding his future at Ole Miss, including meeting today with Chancellor Boyce. While we discuss next steps, we know we cannot lose sight of what is most important, our 6th-ranked team that is poised to finish the regular season in historic fashion. Despite the outside noise, Coach Kiffin is focused on preparing our team for the Egg Bowl, and together we want to ensure that our players and coaches can concentrate fully on next Friday's game. This team is on the cusp of an unprecedented season, and it's imperative they feel the support of the Ole Miss family in the week ahead. Here's the big one. An announcement on Coach Kiffin's future is expected the Saturday following the game.
Go Gators.
It couldn't be any more clear. He's leaving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if they were announcing an extension,
they'd say
would be
right
like,
now.
We're waiting.
Yeah, if he was staying, they'd say, we're proud to announce that Coach Kiffin, just the same thing Indiana did and SMU did and Louisville's doing. So clearly, it's never been more clear. I don't know which school he's going to, but it's never been more clear. And by the way, if the report on 24/7 Sports is correct, that Florida's group met with him last night.
And it probably is because the report's been out for several hours now, and they haven't retracted it.
So if there's a report on 24/7 Sports that Florida met with him last night, and then today Ole Miss issues a statement saying, hey, no more talk about this. You'll know next Saturday. Gosh, maybe it is Florida. I've thought all along it would be Florida. We'll see. So anyway, we'll take a break because we got headlines coming up. But that's something in the next hour we're certainly going to discuss.
And real quick, there's a key early part of a sentence here. It's in the second line of his statement. While we discuss next steps. Well, what next steps are there to discuss other than is he going to coach the playoff?
He coached the playoff.
Right.
Yeah.
So right there, while we discuss next steps.
Good point.
And then he says, we know we cannot lose sight of what is most important. Well, the next steps is his exit strategy.
And you're right. You could say the next step is the extension. No. Well, here's why.
There is no next step to an extension. Lane, sign this.
That's right. Well, that's it.
Next step is let's go win the championship.
Yeah, right. And by the way, here's one more reason you know he's not staying. Is there any other way to fire you up for that? By the way, Mississippi State's not terrible.
No.
And the game's in Starkville. So they could lose the game.
I'm going to be in Starkville ringing a cowbell.
Is there any other better way to get your team fired up for that game than to announce the extension? You want to get your team ready to go. Coach Kiffin staying. He comes in. He's fist pumping.
Let's go win the SEC.
Then look out, Mississippi State. Well, they didn't do that, so it's pretty clear. Headlines are next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
The Jaguars prowl in the Valley of the Sun. One team flies, the other bites. Stock up on cactus juice. It's a duel in the desert. Jaguars Cardinals. Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL.
Welcome to Rockville. Returns to Daytona International Speedway May 7th through 10th with Foo Fighters, My Chemical Romance, Guns N' Roses, and Bring Me the Horizon. Plus, Turnstile, Five Finger Death Punch, The Offspring, Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, Godsmack, and so many more. Welcome to Rockville, May 7th through 10th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at welcometoRockville.com.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3, work!
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010xl.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Carissa McCullough in Yulee at 904-261-2223.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Waiting around for Black Friday? At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, we've already dropped Black Friday prices. That's right, thousands of vehicles priced to move now. Get zero down, no payments for 90 days, plus peace of mind with a lifetime warranty. Don't wait for the crowds. Get your Black Friday deal today. Start saving early with Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, where Black Friday starts right now. That'll wow ya.
Celebrate every score for Duval's favorite home team this season at One Night Taco Stand. Enjoy $3.99 margaritas, and when the home team scores, free tequila shots. Dine in only during the game. Don't miss Taco Tuesday, daily lunch specials, and Top Shelf Friday, Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows. One Night Taco Stand, where tacos, tequila, and touchdowns come together.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Why wait until January resolutions to feel stronger and healthier? Start now. At the YMCA, there's no place like this place. This Cyber Monday, you can join the Y with no joining fee and no payments until January. The Y is more than a gym. It's a place to grow in spirit, mind, and body. We say there's no place like this place and no better value. Visit your local Y this Monday for $0 join fee and no payment until January, or at fcymca.org with promo code CLICK to join.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie is here, as is JJ LaSelva. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Hopefully you won't need them. Hopefully you don't get injured, but we know that happens in life. If it happens to you, you need to call Harrell & Harrell at 251-1111. They will take great care of you. They are wonderful people. Holt's one of my best friends, and he will do great things to help your case. So 251-1111, Harrell & Harrell. Let's start with Jaguars-Cardinals, Frank. We haven't talked much about Trevor Lawrence this week leading up to this matchup, but big game for Trevor Lawrence. To your point, they don't have an outstanding defense. Go out there, play well. You should have a good ground game supporting you. Be efficient. Don't have to have gaudy numbers, but need to protect the ball. Go out and get a win in Arizona.
And I think that's slowly happening with Trevor. I don't think he's going to be a guy that's going to turn in 34 of 39 for 338 yards and 4 touchdowns. I don't think that's where the league is, and I don't think he needs to do that. I think he needs to take good care of the ball. I told you this. I've been saying this. I'm a big Trevor fan. I think he's evolving as a real good leader. I think he's respected in that locker room. I really believe that. I think that I hear that everywhere I go around that building. But have a solid game. To your point, you're right, Hayes. Have a good, solid game. Get this team to 7-4. You're on your way now. 2 more wins, which they're after this game, 2 more wins, which I think they're going to have, and you will have authored your 3rd winning season in the last 4. There's a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that would like to have 3 winning seasons every 4. And so, I think Trevor's played okay. It's an important game for him, to your point. I think he's going to play well.
Let's look at the defensive side of the ball. Liam Cohen met with reporters earlier today and talked about the contributions that defensive tackle Eric Armstead is making.
Leading the interior DL in sacks throughout the NFL right now, I think it was, or whatever. And, Eric Armstead, the last, I would say, really, going back since the bye, has practiced on, obviously, the Thursdays when we go padded specifically, out of his mind. Out of his mind. Every single rep, he's in the backfield in practice, every single time. And, getting to know Eric more and more, we talk a lot about our time to, separate in terms of LA, San Fran, and what that was like for him coming up and in a new system with new first-year coaches and GMs. We've talked a lot about that culturally. And to see him disrupting as much as he has, it's showing up in practice, though. That's where he's doing it every single day. It's not like he's a 13-year vet that's just kind of hanging out on the sidelines during practice and then going out in the games and doing it. He's doing it every single day in practice. He's trying to set an example.
And I'll tell you what, too, Hayes. I was curious as to why he was never practicing in training camp. It took forever to get him on the field, and forever I'm thinking, man, dude, you're back to your normal position. You're inside. It's a brand new defense. It's a lot of new guys. They need you out. I kept watching and wondering and watching and wondering. I'll give the guy credit. Maybe he knew how to pace himself. He's a 30-something-year-old guy. He knows his body. Maybe he knew how to pace himself, and he wasn't ready to go till he was ready to go. Because I love to hear what Liam said about how well he's playing, because we don't see practice. We see those damn games, and he's played pretty well in the games.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully we'll play well Sunday in Arizona. Let's get it to the injury report. It is out for Jaguars Cardinals, and it's a long one for each team. We'll start with the Jaguars. Trayvon Walker, Anton Harrison, Brian Thomas Jr., Yasir Abdullah, and Hunter Long out for Sunday's game. 3 questionables for the Jaguars. That would be Jordan Lewis, Brenton Strange, and Jarian Jones. So, pretty concerning.
Yeah, no Jordan Lewis or no Jarian Jones if it plays out that way is very concerning, because those are your 2 nickels. So you're down the line a little bit with your defensive backs. It's a whole different group. But again, they're 6-4 with a lot of injuries. And I think they're going to get to 7-4. So this has been a team that is, honestly, Hayes, this has been a team that is next man up, as cliche as it is. They've been that. They have. And so, but yeah, it's a lot of guys that are out. I hate that Trayvon can't play. I thought he played really well last week. He's got a little bit of a knee. I hope it's not long. I like the fact that we didn't know till the end of the week, which means maybe he's not terrible. I hope Brenton Strange can play, and I hope Jarian can play. Boy, it'll be good to get those guys back full steam. I will say this about Anton Harrison. As good as he is, Cole Van Lanen is playing at a really high level. He's really – it's hard for – you're going to have a hard time convincing me he's not one of their best 5 offensive linemen on the team, at least right now. So I think you're okay there.
We talked about the Cardinals. The Cardinals placed right tackle Jonah Williams on IR today with a shoulder injury. They have 5 players out and 5 players that are questionable. And, of course, that doesn't include players like James Conner, Kyler Murray, already on injured reserve.
Yeah, they're a beat-up team, too. Again, I'm very interested to see what the Cardinals have. Jonathan Gannon's still a new coach. They haven't had a winning season under him. He's in his 3rd year. How will they respond? They've got a backup quarterback playing, albeit a good one. I think Jacoby Brissett's one of the better backups in the league, but he's a backup. They've lost their running back. They've got a great tight end. I mean, McBride is probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best 2 or 3 tight ends in the league, and nobody talks about him. So you got to cover the tight end. Lord knows the Jaguars found that out when they went to Vegas. But yeah, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised is the wrong word. I'll be interested to see how much juice the Cardinals have in the game.
Let's get to around the NFL. Week 12 began last night with the Texans sacking Bills quarterback Josh Allen 8 times and a 23-19 win in Houston. The Texans are now 6-5, while Buffalo dropped to 7-4.
Yeah, the Buffalo's leaking some oil, and I can tell you
that looks like a one-man team to me. Right now.
Yeah, it does. But Houston, I told you this 3 weeks ago. Houston has a pretty good team, man. They have a great defense. They do enough on offense.
3-0 with Davis.
3-0 with Davis Mills, starting with that.
That's a great team.
Yeah. Now, one of it they got outplayed for 3 quarters, and he had a great quarter. And then they played the Titans last week. But you're right, JJ. 3-0 with your backup quarterback. That's pretty good play. And the Titans, the Texans have a good team. Listen, they won the division back-to-back year. They have a good team. They're well coached. They're great on defense. They've got the best combination of ends in the league. They may have the best combination of cornerbacks in the league. They're going to be a problem. There's no question.
In Buffalo, it's getting kind of dangerous now for the Bills. I mean, they're 7-4. It's going to be hard to catch the Patriots, so they're looking at the wild card race. They still have to go to Pittsburgh. They still have to go to New England, and they have a home game against Philly. So Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, a lot of work to do to solidify their spot in the tournament. It's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. Let's get it to college football. Ole Miss Athletic Director Keith Carter released a statement just within the last half hour saying Lane Kiffin's decision will come next Saturday after the Egg Bowl.
Yeah, it was a really interesting statement. Again, it tells you that in all likelihood he's leaving Ole Miss. If you wouldn't put out that statement, if you put on if there was even a belief he was staying, you would go ahead and say he's staying. You would love to be able to tell your team, hey, he's signed an extension, he's going to be here, now let's go beat the hell out of the rival. That nothing would fire him up more. Well, he obviously can't say that. So he's probably saying, listen, we all know it's out. I've said all along, I've told you all along, I thought it would happen after the Egg Bowl. I said that 2 weeks ago. So I'm not surprised by that. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. The question now is which destination. It's been Florida all along. The national narrative has swung back to LSU, or swung to LSU, if you believe the national narrative. Well, I got to tell you, after a report that Strickland and the Gator folks were with him last night, followed up by this statement coming out today. Now, for all we know, LSU is with him, too. I don't know. But it makes me wonder if Florida's back in. I've thought all along he was going to Florida. I don't know what to think now. But I feel better about it now than I did an hour ago. How about that? Is that fair?
Absolutely. Let's stay with the Gators. Let's get to college basketball. Florida back in action tonight playing Merrimack. It's a sold-out game. They're going to give the fans replica national title rings. The game starts at 7. Florida 38.5-point favorite.
I will tell you this. Now, one of the reasons it's sold out is because the fans are in Gainesville to watch the Tennessee game. But there's a lot of years that was the case, and they wouldn't sell out the Merrimack game. The Florida basketball program has arrived, and that's really good stuff.
Absolutely. We will get you out with our musical note of the day. We're going to dive into the pop culture world for this one because on this date, back in 1976, Rocky is released. One of the most surprising movie success stories in Hollywood history. Rocky was made for $1.1 million and grossed $225 million, and obviously launched a very successful franchise. Another successful franchise in the Creed pictures as well. The film was nominated for 10 Academy Awards and won 3, including Best Picture.
Here's what happens when you forget ages. I remember exactly where I was when I went to see it. I was going to ask you the same question, then I realized you were 5 months old, okay, which would have made it hard. Okay, so but I remember going to the theater. They had the Phillips Highway Mall had a theater there, and I remember who my date was. Okay, so I remember it like it was yesterday. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah, it is.
Remember when I saw Rocky? What a great movie. Still to this day, one of the great sports movies of all time.
And I think one of the best themes of all time.
Yeah, a great theme, no question about it. Well done as always. We've got Pete Prisco coming up in about 15 minutes. A lot to do, including our picks in the next hour, so stay with us.
It's the ride home with The Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Setting the field on fire with electrifying plays.
What a play! What a play!
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Did you have to go Sports Center on me, though?
Listen for the performance-painting, high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here for Lee & Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big sexy glass. You spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee & Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request the free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Chris Doering brings insider takes and Gator Gold to the drill. We're back. The former Gator joins Dan and Jeff Tuesday mornings at 7:20 on 1010XL. Protected by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's your boy, Big Sirs, all-pro lineman and your lemon pepper guy. Nothing screams game day like Wingstop. But get this, every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop special deals. Order a 100-piece wing pack online at wingstop.com or the Wingstop app using promo code JAX20 and get $20 off. That's right, carry out or delivery. It's your call. Use online promo code JAX20 for $20 off a 100-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day order this weekend with Wingstop.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is larger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, all prepped and ready for a test drive. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues today. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com. Proud sponsor of Sporting Jags.
The Golf Club of Southampton has big plans for 2026, renewing the greens plus plenty more. But right now's the time to take advantage of member opportunities before the big renovation. Now until the end of December, you can join and save $1,500 off their initiation fee plus $500 back in a gift card with a 12-month commitment. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Playability for every skill level and a huge practice area to hone your game. Lock in now and enjoy membership privileges at the Golf Club of Southampton.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Another big weekend of college football begins tonight as the 5-5 Florida State Seminoles travel to Carter Finley Stadium to take on NC State Wolfpack, kicking off at 8 o'clock on ESPN. Then tomorrow night, the Florida Gators will play their second to last game of the year against rival Tennessee Volunteers in the Swamp at 7:30, airing on 1010XL. It's 82 degrees at 5 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We appreciate our friends from Big Chief Tire. 6 locations now on the First Coast. The most recent ones they've opened, a fantastic Mandarin location. That's the most recent. Did a show from there. A year earlier, the Orange Park location, we did a show from there. And, of course, those 4 locations you know about. Southside is on Phillips Highway. 2 on the west side and the north side location. I don't care where you are. If you can hear me right now, you are near a Big Chief Tire. The Parman family is so good. They do such good work. Such nice people, too. Oil changes and brakes and alignments and, of course, those great tires. The place to go is Big Chief Tire Company. You'll be glad you did. You'll be glad you trusted the best in the business to take care of your automotive needs, and those are my friends from Big Chief Tire, and I can guarantee you that. They're that good, so go see my friends at Big Chief Tire today if you get an opportunity, or whenever you get an opportunity to. All right, the news of the day, Jags, and we've talked a great deal about Jags and Cardinals. We'll continue to talk about that. Pete Prisco joined us in about 10 minutes or so we'll catch up with Pete in just a bit and talk more NFL. We talked a lot of NFL today, including he loves the Bills, but the Bills are reeling a little bit. Want to get his thoughts on that. FSU and NC State, we certainly talked about that tonight. Game worth watching. We've talked a little bit about the Kiffin chase. Florida, Tennessee. Is it in our picks, by the way? I haven't even looked at our picks.
It is.
Okay, so you don't have to show your hand yet. But do you think, does Florida does the whole swamp, Tennessee doesn't play well, Florida has been better at home? That's got to factor in, right?
It does. To me, it's silly to avoid a trend in sports that's 2 decades long. So, I mean, I do think it's a factor. I think there's an incredible amount of pressure on Josh Heupel and Tennessee to get this win. Florida is obviously playing with house money. Their season's a disaster, and beating Tennessee isn't going to change that. So Florida's got no pressure. The people that are attending the game are, I'm sure just, hoping for the best, and but they'll bring a great energy. So you've got a Florida team that is playing with really no pressure on them. They're going to have the crowd behind them. It's a night game. It's in Tennessee. While Tennessee isn't fighting for a playoff bid, I do think it would be pretty devastating to Heupel's season if they lost this game to a 3-win Florida team and kept that drought in the swamp going. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a game that comes right down to the final minute. And I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Florida pulled the upset. I'd be surprised. This is what I'd be surprised if Florida lost out. They've lost to Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss. I just would be surprised if they didn't win one of these 2 games in the swamp. I'd be kind of surprised if they won them both. So, yeah, I mean, look, I think they're either beating Tennessee or Florida State, and I think it could be a difficult game for Tennessee.
Yeah, it'll be. I think Tennessee's season didn't go as well as I thought it would. I saw them early on.
They looked impressive in week 1.
Really looked good, and obviously they fall. Now listen, they're in that great league, and the SEC's hard. So
and they should have really beaten Georgia. I mean, of all the teams in college football this year, I'm not sure one play changed a season for anyone more than Tennessee missing what was basically a pretty reasonable length field goal against Georgia. That wasn't like
42 or
something. In this day and age, kickers make the 42-yard field goal.
Yeah, and if they make that kick, well, now they've beaten Georgia.
Yeah.
You don't know what that does for their confidence, but even if they lost the other games, they'd still just have 2 losses.
Yeah.
With a win over Georgia, they'd be right in this thing.
I will tell you, and maybe we talked yesterday about Florida, Tennessee, the series, and some ones that they won in Knoxville they had no business winning. The Austin Harden field goal. JJ was asking us about the 2000 game, the Jesse Palmer to Bar Gaffney.
Yeah.
I was on the field, standing. I could have touched the pylon. That's how close I was to the play. And when he caught it, Hayes has told that story before. The side judge was Alamon Matthews. He grew up in Jacksonville, played at Jackson High basketball and football, then went on to Vanderbilt, was a Vanderbilt football player, and then became an official in the league. He was the side judge that had the call. And remember, there's no replay back then. Caught it right in the goal, and Al Ford was a longtime referee. And how close I was to it, he called it touchdown. He double pumped his arms like this. People were booing because they didn't think he had it long enough. By the way, he didn't have it long enough. So in today's football, it would have been overruled incomplete pass. But anyway, he called it a touchdown. So I'm so close that I can read Al Ford's lips because Matthews was by me. It was on the near sideline. So as the Gator side. So as he ran out to talk to Al Ford, his back's to me the whole time. So when Ford's talking to him, I can see Ford's face, their head referee. So kind of over Matthews' shoulder, and you can't see everything they're saying. You can see they're having a conversation. But I read his lips, and the referee looks at the side. I read his lips. He said, "I'm not going to call it for you." I told Hayes that story. I've told that story in the airport. He said, "I'm not going to call it for you." And then he nodded, and then the referee put his hands up in the air. But I remember that again. if you're on the sideline and they're on the near hash, you're 20 yards away, right? So I'm 20 yards away from them, and I was right on the pylon when the when he caught it and when the catch no catch happened. So there's been a lot of games that Florida had no business winning, they won, but nothing like the games at the Swamp. Nothing like Tennessee has them beat, and then the Will Grier throws an in route to Antonio Caldwell, who spins away and outruns everybody. Okay, just all of a sudden he spins away and outruns everybody. And then the Felipe Franks heave to cleave, what you and I watched together, that was one of the most unbelievable plays of all time.
Without a doubt.
Like last play of the game, right?
Last play of the game. Now, the game would have gone to overtime.
Yeah,
They were tied.
Yeah.
But Tennessee had all the momentum.
JJ, you're watching the I see the play.
I mean, I've seen it 1,000 times, but
see the
watching
referee,
it again, it's
go
like
back
there's no way that's a catch.
So that referee that just ran in and put his arms up in the air, the near side judge, he kind of double pumps his arms. You'll see him right there. See that? That's Alamon Matthews, who grew up in Jacksonville and played football at Vanderbilt. And then he went and talked to the referee.
That's a catch. It was a good call.
Clean. I will say this for you guys: it was only second down.
Yeah.
So you would have had a couple more heaves.
Yeah, and there would have been a few more shots. Anyway,
you could have kicked to tie.
It's really one of the great series of all time. And listen, if you're Tennessee, you've had some dramatic wins too. Florida loses in '98 when John Capel steps out of bounds on the return, and then Tennessee kicks a field goal to win in overtime when Florida outplayed them. Tennessee went on to win the national championship. So there've been games, and then of course the 0-1 game where it was replayed, and one of the best Florida teams of all time. I still say, I told Steve Spurrier, I thought that was his best team. He thought his best team was the '95 team. You ever ask him that?
I remember you saying.
Yeah,
that.
he told me he thought the '95 team. I said, Steve, I think
which is a surprise since they just got crushed
by Nebraska. He thought it was his best team. I thought I said, Steve, I think your best team was the 0-1 team. Well, that was a good team. That's a good team, right? And so, but I thought that was his best team. All right, back to the NFL. We'll take a break. Pete Prisco joins us after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Jacksonville, the holidays are right around the corner, and Nimnicht Buick GMC is kicking off the season with prices that are better than ever. Are you looking for a dealership that actually makes car buying easy? Well, let me tell you why Nimnicht Buick GMC is the place to shop. At Nimnicht, you'll find unbeatable holiday savings, a huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that fits your budget. Whether you're looking for a new SUV, a work-ready truck, or certified pre-owned, they've got you covered, backed by trusted service and transparent deals. Plus, the biggest sale of the year is coming. Nimnicht's bigger than ever Black Friday event. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So don't wait. Start your shopping early at NimnichtBuickGMC.com or visit their showroom right off of Phillips Highway today. You want a great product? You want to head to Nimnicht. You want people to treat you right? You want Nimnicht. Who does it better than anybody? Nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht. We are professional grade GMC.
A super defense is like a superior fence. They both protect what you value.
Pass rush, linebacker, secondary.
After the game, Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
You'll get your weekly dose of Miami football on the Hurricane Report.
From South Beach to Jax Beach, stay on A1A for the latest from Miami on the Hurricane Report.
Proudly protected by Performance Painting on 1010XL.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
When you need an oil change, don't waste your day waiting around. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you'll be in and out in 15 minutes, and you never leave your car. No appointment needed, just drive in. With multiple convenient Jacksonville locations and a 4.7-star customer rating, Valvoline is trusted nationwide and ranked the #1 quick lube in America by Forbes for customer service. Fast, easy, reliable. Valvoline Instant Oil Changes. Drive in today.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush and call Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $149 and a 4th room free with a canned food donation. Plus $75 off air ducts as well. Book online anytime at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
All right, Showtime's the best place to go if you're holiday shopping for a sports fan. It's located at Phillips and Shad. Get over to Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. I don't care who it is you root for or the person you're buying the gift for. I don't care who they root for. There's something for them at Showtime. Head to Showtime. You'll be glad you did. And, of course, you can see them on all those social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pete Prisco joins us from CBSSports.com. Pete, we haven't visited since Sunday. What did you make of the Jags' absolute whitewashing of a really good Chargers team? What was your take on that?
It was a great week for Liam Cohen. I mean, that's the way I looked at it. You had to regroup that team after that devastating loss, bunch of young guys, and somehow, somewhere, you got them to play like they did on Sunday. That tells you he's a good football coach, and they listened to him. And I also thought he was in his bag calling plays. I thought that was one of his best games calling plays. It was as good a week for the head coach as it was for anybody, and I think they need to build on that, and I think they can.
Yeah, Pete, it's amazing what a good play caller Liam Cohen is when they're not having 10 penalties for 90 yards on, pre-snap issues. I thought the Jaguars finally playing a clean game really allowed the illumination of what Liam Cohen can do when his team is in enviable down and distance situations. What do you think?
I mean, there was a lot of plays that, he pulled out, and I love, the fake the screen to the left, fake the screen to the right, and throw into the middle of the field to the tight end. And the 49ers run that for years with Kittle, and it works. It always works. And they've run it before, too, but it worked. And then they come back, the fake toss, throw to the middle of the field, on the goal line. That was a great play, too. So, and they took shots into the middle of the field. And I think it was just a different-looking offense. It helps that the offensive line maybe had their best game, too. Those guys were physical. They got after it. They protected the quarterback across the board. And, that was a group that came in maligned. I mean, the week before they were bad. Walker Little was horrible the week before. He played pretty good. Ezra Cleveland was really good. Hainsey was good. I thought McCary's been good the last 2 weeks, and Cole Van Landen went in there and played well. So, yeah, I think when you have a good offensive line and you're not having all those pre-snap penalties, then I think you can get into a little rhythm.
Pete, here's something else that's happened, too. I want you to assess this. When this season started, the 3 wide receiver set was Brian Thomas Jr., De'Ami Brown, Travis Hunter. All guys a little bit slight of build, but run 100 miles an hour. Now, Travis Hunter's a good player. He got hurt. He could do everything. But still, that was the way it was going to look. 3 guys, and I remember saying on the radio show, it's rare to have 3 guys that are all that fast starting together. Well, now their receiving core is going to be Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, and probably Tim Patrick. That's probably who's going to start the game. Well, that's three guys that aren't super fast, but are all very physical, very good blockers, really good hands, tough. Is that changing the personality of the offense a little bit? Because it's totally different than what we expected the wide receiver core to be when the season started.
Well, yeah, and you look at them and they run precise routes too. It's you watch Myers. He's a pro. I mean, he's a pro's pro. Washington's a good route runner and a good pro. And Tim Patrick's been around the league a long time. He doesn't run by anybody, but he knows how to run his routes. So I think that's the biggest difference. You don't have guys with speed who are just out there running and not really running great routes. These guys run great routes. They just don't happen to run. If you could get a combination between the two, all six of them, you'd have a heck of a group. So yeah, I do think it's changed, but reliability is important too. You're going to run the right route. You're going to know where to sit down. You're going to know where, when you run into a zone, you don't cross the zone. You sit down in there. And I think that's what you're getting from those guys. You'd like to have speed, of course, but you're getting pros playing the position, and I think that's good.
And the other part, Hayes, of the reliability is catch the ball. The other of everything Pete said, he's dead on. Crisper routes, on-time routes. You don't have to worry about someone busting a route, and they catch the football too. That's the other thing.
Without a doubt. Pete, what is you think the biggest strength the Cardinals have that the Jaguars have to worry about?
McBride. I mean, you take away McBride, I think you're going to win the game easily. I'll be honest with you. He's so good. And, look, no Harrison. Wilson had a big day last week. I just don't think the right tackle's now gone. I mean, they're so banged up. We talk about Jacksonville being banged up. Arizona really is too. I mean, they're down to the Bam Knight as their running back, and it's not a good situation. So I think this is a game. Normally, this would be a really tough spot for Jacksonville. The reason I say that is because coming off that big win at home, now you got to get on a plane and go play out west, where traditionally, and I know they won there this year, they haven't been great out there, and you're playing against a team you should beat. That would be a red flag for a letdown. But I don't think that's the case, because I don't think this team's very good. I mean, they were good early. They were feisty early in the season, and they'll be tough, a little tougher up on the defensive line. But guys like Calais Campbell, they can get after it. But the bottom line is, I don't think their talent is good enough. So that's a game you should go out there and win. You should win next week, and then you get the Colts at home. I mean, you get the Colts at home, and we know what's the history of the Colts playing in Jacksonville. It's not very good in receipt.
Pete, tell our listeners more about Trey McBride. For people that don't know, to Pete's point, he's really good. He already has 71 catches. He's over 700 yards. He's got a bunch of touchdowns. He's a really good player. Is he like Bowers? Are we seeing Bowers 2.0 here? Tell us how he's different, the same. What's he like?
Yeah, he's a little more physical than Bowers, I think, but he can create problems down the field, much like Bowers, and he's got the ability to get down the seam. He's got the ability to beat linebackers. He's big for safeties. He's not quite. I don't think he's quite the receiving weapon in terms. Bowers might be, when he's healthy, might be the best receiving tight end in the league when it's all said and done.
Right.
But he's right up there with him, and I think he's going to create. If you got to take him away, and remember, Bowers killed them. Remember, he just destroyed them, and you can't get caught. And I think Campanelli will learn from that. You can't get caught in situations where Wingert's on guys at one-on-one. It just can't happen. It happened a couple different times over the course of games where the tight end just beat him. Seattle beat him with the tight end a couple times. You can't get that, allow that to happen. So I would think that they bracket McBride and tell them, everybody else, you go beat me. If you beat me, kudos to you, but I'm not letting McBride beat me.
Statistically, Arizona defensively doesn't do really anything well. Is there something that stands out to you that Liam Cohen should be aware of, or you just game plan like you would normally game plan?
No, I think you just go game plan. I mean, look, they've been, what they are? They've taken on the personality of coach. They're feisty on defense. That's what they are. They're not great on defense, and they have some young guys that they really like, but they're not good yet on defense. And when you look at that, you say, okay, well, what are they? Well, they're feisty. They play hard. They've always, even a year ago when they didn't have players, they play hard. They're just not, that talented, and they're missing guys. I mean, there's guys who aren't in that lineup, and corners, they're down those guys, and that matters. Browning's out, that matters. So I think that when you look at it, they're good in some spots. I mean, they're not. Calais Campbell's one of their better players, and he's 122 years old, as everybody in Jacksonville knows. So it could be they'll be tough. They'll hang around, but I don't think they're talented enough.
Pete, how do you think the Jags measure up with this bizarre AFC? Listen, we all go to we all go in the league thinking the same thing, that Kansas City and Buffalo and the Ravens are the teams to beat, and none of them are. The Patriots are 9-2, the Colts are 8-2, the Broncos are 9-2. It's a weird ass year, man, in the AFC. Nobody saw this coming. How do the Jags match up with that group in your opinion?
I don't think anybody's that good, to be honest with you, Frank. I'm candid about that. I've said that all along. I mean, if you look at Denver, okay, Denver's really good on defense, but what about the flaws on the offensive side of the ball? You go to New England, have they really beaten anybody yet? Yeah, they beat Buffalo early in the season, but Buffalo has problems and beat a Tampa team that's got a ton of injuries. So we don't know who's good. Are the Colts good? Daniel Jones has turned the ball over a bunch the last 2 games. Is he starting to look like Daniel Jones? So everybody has flaws, and therefore it's wide open. It is absolutely wide open. If I ask you this right now, if Baltimore gets in and Kansas City gets in, and Baltimore goes to Kansas City, Baltimore goes to Denver and Kansas City goes to New England, are you going to take New England and Denver, or are you going to take the two other teams?
Great point.
I think you take Lamar and Patrick Mahomes.
Great. I never thought about it. You just said that's a great. I would pick, and what you just said, I'd pick Baltimore and Kansas City. I wouldn't think twice. That's a great point.
Without a doubt, and Pete, that gets to my question in terms of Colts Chiefs. Call me crazy. I think it's better for the Jaguars if the Colts win. I just think you don't want Mahomes in that tournament at all. And Daniel Jones just wouldn't scare me in the postseason. And if that means you have to be the wild card, you're the wild card. But from a Jaguars perspective, what do you think? Colts or Chiefs? What would be better for the Jaguars in terms of that result?
Oh, I think you want the Chiefs to win. You want to be in that division race. I think you want to be, and it sounds crazy to say that, but if they go beat Arizona and beat Tennessee, and then let say they lose, okay? They got the Texans next week. That Texans defense is nasty, and that's not going to be an easy game. So say you get to that, and all of a sudden you look up and you go, okay, well maybe we can win that game at home and be right smack dab in the race. It's not tied. So I think you want the Colts to lose. And here's the other part of that equation. I think the last wild card spot will come down to the Chiefs and the Chargers and not the Jaguars and the other teams. That's what I believe. And I see that because look at the Chargers schedule and look at the way they played last week. The Chargers schedule is brutal. And, not this week. They not the next game.
They've got Philly, the Chiefs, the Texans, and the Broncos.
Wow.
Justin Herbert isn't going to make it to New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule. And I think the last team, because I think Jacksonville's going to get in. I think the last team's going to come down to be whoever wins the Chiefs-Chargers game. Well, that'll be the one that gets in. Because I think the Chargers are kind of falling apart. You saw that offensive line last week. It's awful.
Final thought about the Jags game. Then I want you to pick it as we wrap. I think the key to that game is this: the Jaguars have proven. Because this was a big deal. It was a theme before they ever played a game this year under Liam, and that was respond to adversity. Well, they to your point when we started the segment, Pete, they clearly did that a week ago. They had this awful fourth quarter. Everybody was down on their luck, and then they beat the hell out of the Chargers. The other part is, can you maintain that edge? Can you still play like you're pissed off? Can you handle success? And I promise you, Liam Cohen, that's what he's thinking right now. That's what he's talking about. What's your expectations there? Will they play as hard and with the same sense of urgency this week as they did last week? Because isn't that the big question about this game?
Yeah, and it's a natural letdown, and we've seen this league play that way, right? I mean, think about it. You've had Buffalo beats Kansas City and goes and loses at Miami. Green Bay goes and beats their former teammate Aaron Rodgers and loses at home to Carolina. So again, this is another one of those weeks for the coach, and I think he's already started that message and kind of threw it out there by saying, if this is who we are now, go play like that. And I think he's kind of setting the tone so there isn't a letdown. And you know what? There shouldn't be. You're better than this team. Go out there and play, win the game, and move on to the next.
Jags going to win? Any doubt in your mind?
No, I think they win. I think they're the better team. Normally this would be a circle game for me where I'd say, oh, this is going to be a bad spot for them. I don't think so. I think Liam Cohen is inside their heads, and he's done a great job with that. And I think they're going to go out there and win the game. And I think they're going to win the next week against the Titans, and they're going to set up a big game with the Colts at home in a couple weeks.
December 7th is a really big game. If you're exactly right, we'll see what happens. Pete Prisco does a great job talking NFL from CBSSports.com. Thanks, Peter. Have a good weekend, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
Pete Prisco talking NFL. Always brought to you by Showtime. Sports cards and collectibles. Boy, oh boy, if you're shopping for the holidays, I don't care what team they root for, shop at Showtime because they've got something for that team. Great collectible store. Right there on Phillips Highway at the end of Shedd Road. You'll be awfully glad you did. We'll take a break. We got some picks coming up. Carline made a run last week. They're talking about it all over the world. I mean, all over the world they're talking about this run. We'll talk about it after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL brings the swamp to the first coast.
Guns it for the end zone. Intercepted!
Rocky Top makes a stop in the swamp.
Touchdown Gators!
Florida, Tennessee, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
This right here, this is where it starts. With a little flame and a lot of love. When the air cools or the night falls, fire brings the warmth. But it's what we bring to the table that matters. Slow smoked barbecue. Stories that stretch long. Laughter that lingers. And moments that just feel full. That's why it's always Sonny's here.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, today on the program, you heard from Foye Oluokun, one of the real leaders of that football team, the defense particularly. Hayes caught up with him in the locker room today. We talked Jags and Cardinals. Big game for the Jags. Keep it going. Let's stack some of these wins, and we'll see whether or not they do. We talked Florida-Tennessee in the rivalry and in some of the best Florida-Tennessee games of years gone by. We updated you on Lane Kiffin as best we could. You heard from the AD who said we're focusing on the game, and you'll know Lane Kiffin's future after the game, which tells me that he's pretty much resigned, that he's not going to have him. We'll see where he goes. We certainly talked a little bit about last night's Texans game as they beat the Buffalo Bills on the program. Pete Prisco checked in talking NFL football with us. Now, it's time for this.
Time for the Frangie Show Picks of the Week, brought to you by Ricketts Electric, Jacksonville's Power Connection. The Ricketts Picks start now.
We thank our friends from Ricketts Electric. 904-320-5960, the number. I might have called that number today. I asked Jesse to set up some stuff in my home. They do all our stuff at home. They just, by the way, put lighting in our new batting cages at the Bregan Baseball Complex. So whether it's walk-off, whether it's me, whether it's whatever it is, we use Ricketts, the best electricians in all of town. I promise you that. Listen to this. Last week, Hayes Carline, he hails from the Bowl School. He said enough's enough. He threw all those Hail Marys. Well, he hit enough of them last week. He went 5-3, but there's 10 total points because there's a bunch of upsets and a money ball. JJ and I were both 3-5. JJ had one game picker-upper, so he had 4 points. I had 3. So now it stands like this. JJ still ahead, 52-36, 65 total points. Hayes Carline still only 38-50, but he's got 59 total points.
Damn.
I'm 49-39, 58 total points. Here's why he's got 49. Game picker-uppers, you get an extra point if you're the only one that picks the game. 14 of those.
Woo.
Hey, JJ and I both have 6 of those. You're 8 clear of the field, so you're a lousy picker, but you pick the upsets real. And money balls.
Steph Curry, baby.
And getting 2 Jags money balls
yes.
and a double, like that
yes,
went
he
a long
did.
way.
That's how he got to 10 points. JJ and Hayes are both 6-4 in money balls. I'm 5-5. So once again, 65, 59, 58. It's gotten closer. Hayes has climbed out of the cellar, which I am now in. Let's get right to it. JJ, you got to pick first. You're in first place.
Let's do it.
Florida State at NC State.
I like Florida State today, I guess. Tonight, I'll go with Florida State just because the NC State offense looked so pedestrian last week, and I think Florida State's been playing better. I'll go with the Noles.
I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm giving the guy that I hate the most in the world a chance for another game picker-upper. I'm taking the Noles.
Go Wolfpack. I like NC State here. Also, we talked about trends. Florida State can't win on the road.
I know.
I'll say NC State with that lively Friday night crowd defends its home
They
turf.
have not won at NC State since 2016.
Yeah. What are we doing, JJ? We're just handing him these wins.
I wouldn't be
We're just handing them to him.
I wouldn't be that upset if Florida State dropped this one.
JJ, Georgia Tech at home against Pitt.
I'm going to ride Hayes King, just like Georgia Tech's been doing for 2 seasons. I'm going to go with Hayes King. Georgia Tech beats Pitt.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go with Haynes King as well. I can't believe he's not getting more Heisman. Well, I mean, he is that
a
entire
one-man team. Yes.
I mean, he's the Josh Allen of college football.
They need him to play defense because they suck.
I mean, it's incredible. So I think I'm going to go with Georgia Tech as well. Very close game, but Haynes King in the final 30 seconds will make a play to win the game.
Yeah, I watched Pitt against Notre Dame. There's not much there. All 3 of us Georgia Tech right there. USC's at Oregon, JJ.
I like Oregon to win. I like USC to keep it close and cover, but I'll go with the Ducks to win.
I'm taking Oregon. I'm coming right with you. Hayes.
I mean, I can't. I mean,
come on, you've been doing it all year.
I mean, I can't, go against my strategy here. Yeah. So fight on. Give me Lincoln Riley and the USC Trojans to go into Outson. And take down the Ducks.
All right, and
could be one of his last games at USC. Who knows?
And speaking of teams that don't win much at a certain place, The Florida Gators are home against Tennessee. J.J. LaSelva, he hails from Southwest Ocala. I can say it.
I'm going to go with the Gators, man. It's been 20-something years. I really don't think Tennessee's that great. They won a couple games this season against really bad opponents that they probably should have lost, like Mississippi State, Arkansas. I'm going with the Gators. I think they win.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go with Josh Heupel over Billy Gonzalez. I think Tennessee's offense will do certainly enough to get the win here. So I like the Volunteers.
Game picker-upper opportunity for J.J. LaSelva. Nice. I'm coming with Tennessee as well. Now to the National Football League. The Steelers and the Bears. That is just physical. The team of the 70s, the defense of the 80s. They're playing it in Soldier Field. J.J. LaSelva, who do you like?
Not really, no. I'm going to assume that Aaron Rodgers plays, but he's looked so crap lately. I don't know if it matters. But, man, the Bears to win 8 games is difficult, too. I'm just going to take the home team. I'll take the Bears.
I'll take the Bears. I'm coming with you. I like the Bears at home. J.J. LaSelva. Hayes Carline.
I'm going to take the Steelers here. This is the game the Steelers find a way to win. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense. Their quarterback's hurt, may not play. But to me, this is one of those games where the Steelers will get a pick 6 off of Caleb Williams or a strip sack and return it, and you'll look up and be like, how did the Steelers win this game? Give me Pittsburgh.
Rams at home against the Bucs, JJ.
Rams, pretty easy for me on this one.
All right.
Bucs defense looked terrible last week.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to say this for Tampa Bay. I do think they're a really good team, and they're on a little bit of a losing streak here. So I actually do think the Bucs are due for a statement win. And I think the Rams are maybe a little fat and happy. They've been playing really well. So I'll take Tampa Bay in the upset.
And another game picker-upper opportunity for you. I'll take the Rams. JJ, the Chiefs at home against the Colts.
The Chiefs absolutely have to win this game, I feel like. And they're at home. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I'll take them too. Hayes?
Give me Jonathan Taylor, give me Daniel Jones, and give me Shane Steichen.
I'll
take the Indianapolis Colts here. They've had a bye, and look, the Chiefs are flawed.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean the Chiefs they're great. They're a dynasty, but they have not looked great. The Colts have. They've had some extra time. I'll say Indianapolis very close gets it done in a killer instinct game for the Colts.
All right, and finally, in Arizona, in Glendale, Arizona, right there in the desert, in the Moneyball, the Jags on the road to play the Arizona Cardinals. JJ.
I really don't feel confident about this based on all the injuries, but I'm going to go with the Jags. They're facing a backup quarterback. They have to win at least one of these, right? I'll go with the Jags.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars as well. I just think they're going to be so much better running the ball than Arizona. And I just don't know that Arizona is exceptional enough to overcome that. So I like the Jaguars on the road.
If I wasn't the play-by-play voice, this would be a good gamble one, but I think the Jags are going to beat the Cardinals. I think they're better. I think the Jags are better than the Cardinals, so I'm coming with you boys. So the way it looks is this. Hayes has on a bunch of opportunities again. Hayes likes NC State at home. JJ and I like FSU on the road.
Knowles, come on.
We're so dumb, JJ and I. Georgia Tech, we all three think Georgia Tech wins at home against Pitt. USC, Oregon. Hayes likes USC on the road against Oregon. JJ and I like Oregon. JJ likes the Gators at home against Tennessee. Hayes and I think Tennessee is going to win that game. In the National Football League, Hayes has the Steelers to beat the Bears. We like the Bears, JJ and I. Hayes has the Bucs to beat the Rams. JJ and I like the Rams. The Colts, Chiefs. Hayes likes the Colts. We both like the Chiefs. And we all like the Jags. You're going in again, aren't you?
Yeah.
I thought you might settle down after getting back in the game, but the strategy's been working, right?
Well, let's see if we can stay hot.
I love it. I mean, the games, it's not that really crazy, the ones that he picked to win.
No question at all. So we'll see what winds up happening. One more time.
The one that we all need to get right is the Jaguar game.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
One more time. J.J. LaSelva leads the pack, 52-36, 65 points. Hayes is 6 back, 38-50, 59 total points. I'm 1 behind Hayes, 49-39, 58 total points, 65, 59, 58. Those are our picks. Back to wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Formula One back in the United States. Saturday night, they'll be running under the lights for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, a circuit that goes down the iconic strip. It's 17 turns. They'll run 50 laps, and this is only the third iteration of this race that began in 2023, which was won by Max Verstappen. George Russell won the race last year. Verstappen is the favorite to take the checkered flag Saturday night at plus 175. Russell at plus 350. Lando Norris, who has 7 victories on the season, leading the World Drivers' Championship. The McLaren driver at plus 350. Charles Leclerc, Ferrari, plus 800.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
Jacksonville Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
This is your escape. This is your next adventure. This is Mazda, and this is Mazda at the Avenues. Lauren Brooks here. Right now, purchase any new Mazda model, and Mazda at the Avenues will match your down payment or your payments for 1 full year. Plus, every new Mazda comes with 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance at no additional charge to you. This is luxury, and this is the start of something new. This is Mazda at the Avenues. For complete details, call 904-430-8047.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harrell & Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell & Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell & Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
You've got a circle of friends, right? Well, how about a circle of beer? All your favorites like Bud Light, Bud Heavy, Mick Ultra, or Natty Light. It's all there in the cold case at Circle K. Probably one right around the corner right now calling your name. Slide on in to a Circle K.
Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. And if your dream is to create that space where you're living large in your backyard, then you need to get with the good people at CSS. They put a gas log in our fireplace, an awesome fire pit out back where the kids can toast s'mores and we can just hang out and watch the game. It's all part of your outdoor living experience with CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
Celebrating 30 years in Jack's Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We do thank our friends from Big Chief Tire, the best in the business, my friends from Big Chief Tire Company. All right. What's too early to put up Christmas decorations? You know they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
It used to be after Thanksgiving. You know they're everywhere now.
They are everywhere.
Is that like the new thing?
I guess. I don't have a problem with it. We haven't done it. We're more of a Friday house. So, we'll probably, a week from today, we'll probably spend some time putting up the tree and all the decorations. So, but yeah, look, if you're holly jolly right now, then be holly jolly and put the decorations up.
We haven't done outside yet. My wife does the inside. That Christmas tree's been up about 3 weeks. It really has. It's been up 3 weeks. I'm not making that up.
I believe you.
It's been about 3 weeks.
My brother is the same way, but my wife says we need to respect Thanksgiving. So
the
we
best
haven't
is
put it
when
up
you
yet.
came in like a couple years ago and you were like completely flabbergasted.
Yeah. I couldn't believe. Yeah, I've learned.
Now
to live with
you've
it. I've learned to live with it.
you've gotten settled.
It's
in,
not. It's not like I have any say in the house anyway. Okay, if my wife decides it's too hot, the thermostat's going down. It wouldn't matter if I had frostbite and lost an arm. Okay, my wife would say, "I'm sorry you lost the arm.
Put a sweater on.
You have another arm, and now I'm comfortable." I mean, so it wouldn't matter. So
as soon as the last piece of Halloween candy is handed out, the tree.
Yeah,
goes up.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So the tree's been up. The tree's been up for 3 weeks. So it is.
How long will you guys keep it up? After Christmas.
Well, not long.
Okay.
I mean, she's ready. She's ready to put it up. She's ready to take it. We leave it to New Year's, but then it's gone. It's gone. By the way, she's going with me to Nashville.
Oh, that's great.
We're having our Thanksgiving dinner with Amber on Wednesday night, and then they're staying at our house, and then we're leaving on Thursday. So Suzanne and I and another couple that are friends of ours are going to spend the whole 4 days in. So we're actually having our Thanksgiving Day in Nashville.
Oh, you're going to have
that'll be fun, won't it? Who doesn't love Nashville?
Is there a show you guys are seeing?
I don't know. Again, I have no say.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it's not a trip based around the concert.
No.
Yeah,
we play there.
There will be. Hey, trust me, you'll get there and there'll be concerts.
There's all kind. I think we might be going to the Grand Ole Opry.
That's really cool.
I think so we're going Thursday through Monday.
I think I saw that Nashville is getting a Super Bowl.
Is that right?
I think that's sort of in the air now. I'm not sure if it's
announced.
I know their stadium is very close to being completed.
It is truly,
and they need to have a Super Bowl in Nashville.
It's a great.
Yeah,
I mean,
it really
is. It is truly.
Yeah, Goodell confirmed that they will have a Super Bowl in their future.
Yeah.
So there's no official date.
It's supposed to be a beautiful stadium.
Oh, sure.
But Nashville's a great stadium.
That'd be great if that was hopefully the Jaguars' first Super Bowl is this Super Bowl. Yeah. But it'd be great if the Jaguars made the Super Bowl in the Titans' house.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be that would be fantastic? You're exactly right about that. So, Jags and Cardinals. I think we all think the Jags are going to win that game. That's an important game. Because I think you get on a roll here now. Again, if you can build on last week, it's all about maintaining the edge. There's always resistance. There's always adversity in the NFL. It's not going to be easy because it's never easy in the NFL. We had this conversation. How many times in the NFL do you see the 7-loss team beat the 2-loss team by 2 touchdowns? That's just the way the league goes. It just does. And the Chargers could make the argument that happened last week. They were on a roll. The Jags weren't, and they beat the hell out of them. So you never know, but it's a big, big game. Florida-Tennessee tomorrow night. Always a big game when Florida and Tennessee play. Not as big as it is sometimes. And the Knowles tonight. It's going to be fun watching Florida State. Again, I'll say what I said earlier in the program. That is a game of significance, Hayes, for Mike Norvell. Because if you lose yet again on the road in the ACC and finish 2-5, and then you're less likely to win next week against an interim coach in Florida, I'm very convinced 5-7 he loses his job. So we'll see. Have a great weekend.
You too. Have a great trip.
JJ, enjoy your weekend, buddy. I will be back on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Looking back at a weekend full of football, including Jags and Cardinals. We're out of here. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.